Hello guys, and welcome on our YouTube channel ExcelXam. So today we are going to see how to use the address and the address function in Excel. Okay, so as you can see on our layout, you can see different data. Okay, predefined data. Okay, so we have the row, the column number, the absolute number, and the address formula. Okay, this other table will be used for the sake of the video in another way. Okay, so um, why have I arranged like this is just the fact that when writing your address function, it is very crucial to know the row number and the column number. Meaning, if I write, for example, row 1, okay, column 1, it means the first row on the fourth column, meaning this would be row 1 column 1. Okay, so all this is just to take it as the number of rows and the number of columns. Okay, and this is the absolute number. The absolute number just defines the reference type. Okay, so that's the name, the function of the absolute number. It will tell us whether the column will be absolute, the row will be absolute, or both will be absolute. That's just a function of the absolute number. So in order to write the address function, always know the equal sign. Okay, as easy as that, you just type your formula. Okay, you type your formula and it will appear as you can see. So they're asking first for the row number. Okay, the row number, and always put a semicolon. Okay, plus the column number. Okay, since there is no absolute number, we are not going to put on any absolute number, and then we click on OK. So you can directly see that it's given all the address gave us D1, which is column 4. Okay, column 4, row 1. Okay, so let's try another one, or let's try another possibility. You can have a situation where you need to include the reference or the absolute number. Okay, so here you are going to determine the row. The row is always the first. Okay, so semicolon plus the column plus the absolute number. Good. So as you can see,